All right, so I'm getting ready to install this direct drive garage door opener. And just over here, I've got the unit actually mocked up right now. So you can see it up there. Attaches directly to the torsion rod. And that's why it's called a direct drive. But so far I got it set up there. I got to mark the mounting brackets, all that stuff, make sure everything's nice and plumb, all that stuff. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff that has to be set up. There's a wire sensor for the actual lift, cables right here to detect if there's any slack in it. It's safety features also. There's also a garage door bolt that'll be mounted into the rails somewhere along here, that when it actually closes, it goes all the way down and drives the bolt through the actual rails to lock the door. So that's a nice feature also. And there's a whole bunch of other goodies. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up the camera so I can get to work finishing that up, installing that stuff, and then eventually taking down all this right here. All right. Still have a little bit of wiring here to do, but I'm not gonna tidy up any of this stuff yet because actually starting tomorrow I have the garage floor, people coming in to grind down the concrete and do the epoxy flooring. The week after that is when we're gonna be opening up this wall over here and this around the garage door. So that's when all the wiring will get tidied up. A 110 outlet will be installed up here next to the unit, so all the power cords, all that stuff will be hidden fairly well. So how the system works is it drives that right there. A few other features that it has, which is kind of nice, is you'll notice up here, there's a little arm, it's a sensor that detects tension on this lift cable right here. So if the garage goes down and it hits something and all of a sudden it loses tension holding up the garage door because something's holding up the garage door, that's gonna trigger and it's automatically gonna make the garage door go back up. Another thing that I like the most, especially having so much expensive stuff in the garage and for everybody else, is tough to lock, or at least remember to lock if you have a locking garage door with a garage door opener. Because even with an opener on there, there's many different ways to open up garage doors without very fancy tools and whatnot. But this system has a deadbolt on it right here, so it's in the lock position. It installs on the rail here right above one of the actual wheels in for the door in the down position. So if somebody was able to disengage the drive, they wouldn't be able, other than maybe an inch or so, be able to lift up the garage door without disengaging this actual bolt here. So I'm going to run it a couple cycles. You can kind of see how it works. The system itself is pretty quiet. The garage door, this one isn't very good. It's kind of loud itself, but you'll see here in a second. I'll go ahead and operate it. So that loud click you heard right there was the actual deadbolt sliding over. Again, I'm assuming it's some sort of solenoid that operates it. Other than that, it's pretty quiet with the exception of the garage door itself. Overall, I want to say this install probably took 2.5 hours. It actually took a little bit longer than that for me because with the original system, they had the wires for the original garage door opener coming through the middle of the ceiling there. And up in the attic, the space up there above the garage, I wanted to actually pull those wires to use the existing wires from the old switch to pull the new wires for the new system. Well, the problem is up there in the attic space, they had put OSB over those sections, so I had to pull up two small pieces of OSB to access the old cables from the old run there and then pull the new ones back over, so I didn't have any of the wires from the actual door switch way back there to the unit here. And then of course, after next week, everything's gonna be hidden anyways. The only thing I have left to do is remove the actual, the old system here, which I've already disconnected. And all that's coming down off the ceiling, disconnected. I'll probably just throw it on Craigslist or something because I don't need it anymore. But anyways, that's just about it. If anybody's curious about these systems, look them up online. They are slightly more pricey than a traditional garage door opener. You can find them in the 300 to 500 range, depending. This one was right around 500, but it's also, you know, got Wi-Fi and everything, which I seriously doubt I'll ever use anyways. So you can actually monitor it and control it from elsewhere. It also came with a remote LED light that I'll probably install somewhere that actually wirelessly activates when the garage door opens and closes, kind of like a traditional overhead light attached to a garage door opener. So I'll probably put that somewhere. I don't know yet. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do for the light. To be honest, it was a very simple install. So hope you enjoyed. And the next project, once flooring gets done, I'll start filming some more as we open up these walls, get ready to install the sub panel and all the new 110 and 220 outlets. Have a good one.